Strap in, strap on, and grab your lotion, because this is where things get messy. Bitcoin's price is absolutely teeter-tottering on the very tippy top of this EMA ribbon. What can we expect for Bitcoin's price in the very short term? And when can we expect this sideways consolidation to absolutely stop? And wow, it is absolute crunch time. Let's do this. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, William Wiggles, but you can call me the Wiggler. Boy, oh boy, do we have a lot of price action for Bitcoin to be jumping into today. But more importantly, will this sideways trading finally come to an end here very soon, as we've been trading literally sideways? With no clear consolidation pattern. However, there's a lot of little indicators we're going to be looking at on some of these smaller time frames as well. Wow! So if you guys love cryptocurrency, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you can get updated when we upload absolutely savage content like you're viewing right now. And as always, you guys be careful of the impersonators in the comments. Okay, I'm pretty sure most of you are aware by this point, but just be careful. Never send anyone your cryptocurrency. They're absolute scammers. And for anybody with experience looking to support the channel as well, guys, make sure to take advantage of our Bybit bonuses below. And always remember, trading in general is risky. Wow, so guys, if we jump into the Bitcoin chart, Bitcoin price has actually moved since I started recording this video just minutes ago. Currently, it is testing 23,000 US dollars. So since that is the case, let's actually start off with the downside scenario, which I think is very clear, but it's extremely important that everybody has this in mind. Okay, as we showed in the intro, it's actually really important for Bitcoin in the short term to maintain the 70 line here, at least over the past 2 months. Since it has done that, Bitcoin has attempted to break out of this ascending broadening wedge here, and every time that it's fallen below it, Bitcoin has retested the bottom. So it's happened actually 2 times already, and this would be the 3rd time if we get this. Now, this is something we talked about in yesterday's video as well, but basically, if it does fail to hold here, it becomes extremely likely, in my opinion, that we could get a wick down to the bottom of this channel. Now, again, this target is a target that lines up with a lot of other charts, and a lot of other people have predicted this is a very good pullback target, and it's psychologically by far the biggest pullback target of all time. Okay, who would have thought that in the year 2020, we could potentially be testing $20,000 as support, not as resistance? So here we are. You see that here on the daily chart, that the pullback area, if we did come down, if we did wick all the way down here, we would have to go below the 21-day moving average, but it would take us right to about, basically exactly 20,000 US dollars. If it would go on, if this would happen within the next like 2 days, it would literally be right around exactly 20,000 US dollars. Okay, but the thing is here, even though we have a little bit of a downside move and we've just actually gone below 23,000 as I'm recording this video, only by a couple dollars here, roughly about $50, we're still holding very strongly above the EMA ribbon. You can see that here on the daily chart as well. And getting very strong bounces like we have the past 3 days on here is a very good sign. However, things can quickly shift north just like they did back here. But guys, here's the story. Bitcoin is undoubtedly incredibly bullish, and any pullback that we're going to get, I think is going to be strongly met with a very big bounce. Okay, we're talking about the realistic scenario that we get a pullback and still break above 25,000 US dollars within the last few days of the year 2020. We have roughly about, I believe, 8 days left of the year. And that is more than enough time to get a substantial pullback and a nice new all-time high. Guys, let's just look back to exactly a month ago, November 25th. We got a pullback from 19,000 all the way down to 16, and then we were above 20,000 US dollars concretely for the first time in history, all within a period of about 5 days. So we're saying that we have roughly 8 days left of this year. We could easily get a dramatic pullback here and then break above 20,000 US dollars, 25,000 US dollars, all before the year is even over. And again, very similar scenario here where we were basically only staying above this EMA ribbon until the last second, where we got a nice big correction. We had that bearish divergence printed, it played out, and then we immediately got a bounce. And guys, as well, let's be honest, all scenarios at this point are pointing to a very strong pump if we get a dump at all. The question basically is, are we actually going to get a significant dump? And again, if you look at these short-term charts, Bitcoin clearly is getting some downside moves. Every big candle you see on this 1 hour chart, okay, this goes back the last 6 days. So this entire area right here goes back to December 17th to now, so roughly 6 days. And every big candle you see on this hourly chart, you see a few here, you see some decent ones here, decent one here, pretty really big one right here as well. And then we had a little one here, and then kind of a little one here that we're actually in the middle of right now. All of these candles that are substantially sized are actually all red candles. So clearly, obviously Bitcoin is extremely pumped right now, very much pumped to the upside, over 100% in the last few months. And so obviously the bears are trying to even get any amount of footing. They're trying to get any amount of pressure in this market. But guys, let's be honest, it's just not really coming to fruition. And this is actually awesome as I'm recording this, because we're getting this move more to the downside. When I started this video, I believe we were about 23,200 US dollars, and now we're roughly $500 below where that is. Yeah, we might have been actually a little higher, 23,500 or so. And now look at this, 22,700. So guys, perfect example of this playing out. And I think this is where we're really going to start to see the shape of the consolidation pattern that we're currently in. Now, before we actually continue with this, I also did want to point out the idea, a lot of people mentioning, it's actually pretty good on the 6-hour chart, of a potential head and shoulders pattern. Okay, something like this, shoulder here, then we have this head, and then a potential right shoulder. Okay, so if we get out the actual head and shoulders tool, it would look something like this. Yeah, like this. Okay guys, now the breakout target would be right around 22,000 US dollars if this did break down here. But yeah, if we even go to the 1-hour chart, you can see that would just put us back in the exact same level here. And I'm really interested to see if we actually continue the downside momentum, which again, price has dropped, multiple $100s as I started recording this video, and it's nothing exciting, scary, fearful, or anything at all, because this is just, you can just tell that Bitcoin has a lot of upside momentum. And specifically, this is what we need to hold, 22,300, 22,200. It'd actually be really nice, I believe, if we actually get a higher low here, because we had this low right around 21,900. It'd be very good to see us just hold slightly above that. And if we do, again, I think it makes a clear picture of the type of consolidation that we're getting. Because again, looking at this 1, 4, 6-hour chart, just looking at this, aside from this potential head and shoulders, which I'm not super confident whatsoever that's actually what's being printed, aside from that, it's very undefined price structure. Okay, aside from the fact that we have support, and then support or resistance turn support, and then support again at the same level, and again we're failing this support. Aside from those levels of support, there's not a clear structure or a clear consolidation pattern being printed here. And as well, already within the few minutes of that happening, Bitcoin has already jumped up another $400 after plummeting, trying to hold that 23,000. That's why we have this green oval on here, because this is a very strong level of support that 100% will hold if we're going to actually have a bullish break in the short term without a pullback. But again, guys, if we hit some of these lower pullback areas, you better believe that there most likely will be a very strong bounce coming, a bullish bounce. We are simply not going to get strong pullbacks in this market as it is now without getting very strong bounces. So basically the name of the game for a lot of people is trying to buy some of these dips, because some people actually still want to load up on a lot more cryptocurrency because they might not have gotten in where they wanted to. And the name of the game at this point, again, because the market has shifted completely, the name of the game here is people really want to try and get in some low price levels. So you better believe that if we even make our way down to 20,000 US dollars, which again, I would love to see this pattern break down. I would love to see on the daily chart a retest of this trend line here. If we go to this chart, again, a retest of 20,000. I would absolutely love to see that. And specifically, if we look on the weekly as well, this level right here that we spent about 4 to 5 weeks trying to break above right here, just kind of teeter-tottering in that range of all-time highs. I would love to see a pullback to here, because undoubtedly there's no doubt in my mind that shortly after we would be probably breaking at least 26,000 US dollars, but I personally think they would be going potentially all the way up to 30,000 US dollars within the next few weeks if we actually can get a pullback. And guys, moral of the story, the longer that this consolidation pattern goes on that we're seeing right now, the stronger Bitcoin's move is going to be. And again, like I just said, if we do, let's say we somehow got a very strong move to the downside. Like we said, let's say we drop another $3,000 down to 20,000 US dollars. If we get that move, a very strong move to the downside, we are going to get an equally as strong, perhaps stronger move to the upside shortly after. There's just too much buying pressure. There is just too little supply of Bitcoin and too much demand at this point to realistically think that Bitcoin will not at least have some major support at 20,000 US dollars. Wow, guys, so if you're new to the channel, as always, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on those post notifications. And yeah, guys, absolutely awesome. It was very interesting to see this happen live. Again, There is no saying just yet that this downside move has concluded, but basically just to add on to what we were saying yesterday, watching these 1 hour charts, you get a very nice idea of how strong the momentum is. And you can see this was clearly setting up for a move to the downside over the last few hours to retest to see how low we could go. And already this candle is, over 50% back up to just being a wick now, right? It's mostly a wick at this point. This is the last chance for the bears, basically. If we're unable to even breach this level of about 22,300, there's absolutely no chance that we can expect a very big dump in the short term. But again, breaching this level, and specifically on the daily chart, if we can actually fail to hold basically where we're at right now, then again, I do think it is likely that we could have a move here, but believe me, this would be a wick. In my opinion, if we ever got a move that strong to the downside to even touch on 20,000 or the high 19,000s, you best believe the momentum would probably be very strong, very high buying pressure almost immediately. Absolutely insane. So as well, guys, if you're interested in trading, you have experience, you want to support the channel, make sure to take advantage of some of our bonuses below from Bybit. Again, trading, whether it's leverage or not, is always risky, so be careful with your money and never trade more than you can afford to lose.